All right, good morning. So let's take a look to see what's happening in the markets today. And today is Monday, June 14th. And we're doing this so that you know what's going on. And with me in the studio, as always, is my head coach, Markus. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, good morning, Marcus.
So let's take a look at the markets. What is happening this morning?
Yeah, it looks like a whole bunch of nothing right now. Traders waiting for the Fed. I think it's pretty clear there based on what we see pre-market. I mean, the E-mini S&P is flat. The E-mini Dow is down 0.1%. So not a whole lot of movement. I mean, the Dow just down 39 points right now, which is nothing for the Dow. NASDAQ up a teeny bit. So Nasdaq positive for the day. And this is, after a positive Friday, S&P closing at record highs, record close anyway,
Yeah. I
but
mean,
quiet
this
start for futures.
that's what we see. And yeah, this morning the markets are pretty much waiting. Again, I mean, we had it last week. Last week we were waiting for the CPI report, and then it was a non event. And we just see, looking at the chart here right now, that markets have been pretty much in a holding pattern here since what, mid-April. Yes, the S&P made a new record high, but this week really all eyes are on the Fed. Let's take a look at the economic calendar because it's quite a busy week, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would say that. So the biggies, core retail sales, PPI data tomorrow. So retail sales, they're in the spotlight for sure. Retail sales, just historically, they're kind of a weaker report, not really a market mover, but I think it's a good sign of the reopening trade, right? And if there's positive sales, that's positive for the economy, of course. And then there's that PPI data. But again, the biggie this week is the Fed. It's just you can't get around that. The Fed's two-day policy statement starts on, or sorry, two-day policy meeting begins on Tuesday, wraps up on Wednesday, and then you have the Fed statement at 2 p.m. and the Fed press conference at 2:30.
Yeah, and I think the press conference that will be the big one probably because I mean nobody's expecting the Fed to do anything massively right now, but everybody wants to see, okay, what is Powell saying during the press conference here? Yeah, I mean, this is
Yeah.
where traders will look through the comments, also in the FOMC statement, for any clues as to when the Fed could start to end its aggressive asset purchases here, especially given the recent hotter than expected inflation readings, right?
Yeah, and are they going to continue the transitory, tagline there, or are they going to take it a little more seriously? Do they have concerns? It's really the wording of the statement will be something that is watched, but like you said, Marcus, the press conference and what's addressed there by the Fed chair is going to be key.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Bitcoin. Okay, I still have Elon Musk's cryptic tweet on there, and he did it again. I mean, Bitcoin higher here this morning and over the weekend because of another tweet of Elon Musk here. So this is where somebody says Elon Musk is catching flack again, but what's for this time? And then he responds and he said, well, Tesla only sold approximately 10% of holdings to confirm Bitcoin could be liquidated easily without moving the market. When there's confirmation of reasonable, less than 50% or a reduction of 50% clean energy usage, Tesla will resume allowing Bitcoin transactions. And this is where Bitcoin traders, Bitcoin investors are seeing this as positive news for Bitcoin. I mean, if you think about it, when what was it, El Salvador, when they said, yeah, when they said, hey, we're adopting cryptocurrency here, Bitcoin, as a legal tender in our country, it was like, wah, wah, wah. But when Musk says, well, maybe we accept Bitcoin again, this is where suddenly we have a 10% jump that happened here yesterday and today. This is where, for me, this just remains crazy. I just recently did a video about this, how Elon Musk is pushing this cryptocurrency around, but it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, another push around with those comments and Bitcoin back above 40,000. after trading in a range and dipping close to like 32,000, really not going anywhere, getting a little momentum there because of Musk again.
Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, they have to break out. It could break out of this ledge here today. So, and then what would be the next stop? 60,000 again?
Could be, could be. I mean, 60,000. It looks like we need a retest back there for Bitcoin to show some strength. So
Yeah.
this breakout could be positive for crypto traders, but it's still at that upper range from where we've seen an established range. So let's see if it
Okay.
moves.
All right. What else is going on this morning? Oh, I saw Novavax. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I saw that they said that their vaccine is 90% effective in late stage trials and 93% effective against the most predominant variants of COVID-19, but also that it offers 100% protection against moderate and severe disease. So getting
Yeah.
a little bit of a boost there.
Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised by the jump here because, I mean, they said that they would file for emergency use in the third quarter. So this means July, August, or September. I mean, they're not filing for it right now. And I mean, we already know that we have vaccines from Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson and Johnson. So honestly, I'm a little bit surprised that they're up because it's like, hey, we have a vaccine too, right? It's like, kind of a little bit late to the table here.
And I'll be honest, that was the first thing that crossed my mind, Marcus. The only thing that could be a real plus here, and this is where I don't know, is how the other vaccines are holding up against the variants. But also, I know that in like the U.S. and some other countries that are more economically developed and doing okay, they've been able to provide vaccines to their residents. But around the world, more people have died from COVID this year than all of last year. And so in the US, it seems like everything's getting better, but around the world, that's not so much the case. So I'm wondering if this vaccine might be easier to distribute. I don't know. I haven't looked into how it stacks up to the others, but that was the first thing I thought, a little late to the party, maybe.
Yeah, well, they're up this morning 7%, and on Friday they already closed up 2.3%. So also total of 10% pre-market and as of Friday. What else? Do you see any other stocks moving this morning?
Yeah, there was, well, Philips, so PHG popped up as something that was moving. They said that they're going to recall up to 4 million CPAP machines due to potential toxicity risk. So, the CPAP machine for, um, I'm drawing a blank, but anyway, their foam face mask
Okay.
could degrade and actually be toxic, and they're the largest producer of these machines.
Oh, are
So for sleep
these sleep
apnea,
machines?
sleep apnea. I'm sorry.
Oh, for sleep apnea. Right, right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know how you spell CPAP machines. Is it CPAP?
it's just CPAP. Yeah.
CPAP.
So
Okay. Anyhow,
yeah.
wow. Yeah, they're massively down. All right. What else?
Well, Ferrari, race the ticker, got a Goldman Sachs double downgrade today.
Ooh. Okay.
So
Yeah, they're
it's
down
not
like
really a ticker I follow too much, but I thought that was interesting.
yeah, 3.8%. Interesting, because they just resumed Ferrari racing again, Formula One racing, and I mean we talked about it. Used cars, new cars. I mean prices have gone up, so a little bit surprised by this, by the rating here.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? To be honest, I took a look at the Tesla Plaid video,
Yeah,
and I agree. Design wise, I didn't see much changed that just really stood out as something super cool. But I did see some of the clips of guys doing the test run, and that thing whips your head back.
for sure. Yeah, for sure it does. For sure.
So
Yeah, let's talk about Tesla this morning. I mean, since Bitcoin is going up, probably Tesla is going up. Yep, there we go, 0.5%.
yeah, yep.
All right. Hey, since we are talking about electric car makers, right, had some big news this morning. And I mean, this is a position that we are both in. And this morning, news broke that their CEO, Steve Burns, and also their CFO are both resigning. And as a result, they're down right now 17%. So, I mean, I find it interesting. It could be good or bad. So, at first, when I saw it this morning, I thought, yay, that is good news because they're looking for a potential investor right now. And since they're looking for a potential investor, could be that the investor said, okay, listen, guys, you got to get the SEC filing out of the way, which they did last week. Number two, you got to address the Hindenburg report, which they did early this morning. So they finally responded to the Hindenburg report publicly, which they haven't done ever since it has been issued. And Steve Burns always said, yeah, we'll rebunk it. And this morning they finally did it. And this is where an investor could have said, number three, and you know what? Your CEO and your CFO, they have to go. We are replacing it with our own. However, they haven't replaced it with their own. So right now we have Angela Strand be appointed temporarily as an executive chairwoman until a permanent CEO is identified. And also there's Becky Roof, an interim CFO, effectively immediately. But this means that they're right now searching for a CEO and CFO. And this is why the stock is going down. So initially I thought this is good news. Right now I think, okay, of course there's some uncertainty because who will take the reins of Lordstown? And why did Burns and also the CFO, the CEO and CFO resign over the weekend? It's really interesting. They said this morning that they're standing by their Lordstown week that is next week. So this, I think, was good news because they could have used this as an excuse and say, and because of this and all the shifts that we have going on, we're canceling next week the Lordstown week, which is a really big week for them and potential investors. But they said, nope, we're going full steam ahead. So, I mean, we shall see how investors are reacting to it. The initial reaction this morning is negative. So right now down 17% to 944 pre-market, a slide of almost $2 here.
Yeah, this one's interesting. As you mentioned, we both have positions in this. I unloaded half of my position last week on some strength, but gosh, it's just such a wild card here. And I think that they have had, poor management. I mean, just the social media, just being MIA on social media alone to me is a big deal. I mean, if you have this great technology and you think you could be first to market, that should be blowing up everywhere. And, of course, there's other issues going on with this one. But bottom line is right now, traders pre-market are not too happy. But, maybe there's a more permanent replacement that pops up and that's positive. We'll see.
Yeah, and to your point, this is where this morning they issued both the two releases. So the first one here is the oops, where'd it go? There, the rebuttal. So they had a special committee investigation for their Hindenburg research and said, "Hey, here's what we found. Here's our take on this." Finally, right, and then they announced the leadership transition. So after being super quiet, finally there's something going on. We shall see. Hey, we got to jump over because this week is our virtual boardroom week where we are trading the whole week together with our mastermind members. So, hey, hope that you enjoyed this stock market update, that it helps you to know what is going on in the markets in 15 minutes or less. And yeah, if you like it, click on like, hit subscribe, hit the little notification bell. This way you get notified whenever we release a new video. And have a great rest of your day.
Happy trading, everybody.